Vero?
Yo, I'm Vero. I'm a free-ride mountain biker. I'm originally from New Zealand, but now I live in Wales, and I love it.
What's your go-to riding day? What's a perfect day riding?
Oh, my perfect day riding would probably include like going to my local spot called Lucky Dip, which is like just my favourite spot in the world. Doing a bunch of digging, prepping the spot, and then just having a big session with the crew. Yeah, that's it really. Pretty simple, but the most fun ever.
Highlights of 23.
Ooh, highlights of 2023. It's been a really sick year, and there's been a lot of like really cool things that I've been stoked on. But Darkfest for sure is like always just an insane event to go to. There's like incredible stuff going on, like left, right, and centre, and to get amongst it is so sick. So yeah, getting to ride Darkfest and hitting some of the biggest jumps in the world is like a huge highlight, and I can't wait to go back.
What are your low points of the year?
Low points of the year, actually it's been like a really up and down year for me. I've had like a lot of injuries back to back in the second half of the year. So low points would be all my injuries really. Like I started off, I had a concussion and separated shoulder. And then pretty much first ride back, I broke my foot. Then it didn't heal properly, so it broke again. And then literally last weekend, I dislocated my shoulder, the other one from the one I hurt early in the year. So that kind of sucks, but I'm learning a lot through these injuries and hoping to be back stronger soon.
How long were you off the bike with a concussion?
My concussion took me, well, from when I hit my head to when I was back on the bike was probably around 6-7 weeks. So the recovery was not like super long, but it was pretty brutal. Like there was a lot of low points throughout the concussion recovery. And yeah, it was super gnarly. But luckily, I've got people, not luckily, but also luckily, I've got a lot of people around me who have been through similar things. So they helped me out a lot, and I learned a lot through the process. And now I feel better than I ever have before. So yeah, I guess everything happens for a reason, but concussions definitely suck.
Was it a big crash, your concussion, or was it just a little?
Yeah, it was a big crash. I was like, it was at the end of a massive sesh. I was super tired from like a whole week of riding. And I just hit this massive feature that I wasn't really like in the right mindset for, but I was like, ugh, end of the sesh, I'm just going to send it, which is not really like me normally. I'm like quite tactical and like think things through a lot. So it bit me back pretty hard, but yeah, I just had a huge slab smacked my head. So not the best really, but I guess part of the game sometimes.
What do you love about MTV?
What do I love about MTV? So many things, but I mean, just to name a few, I love like the community aspect of like getting together with your mates, shredding, sort of like hyping each other up and progressing together. If you like every sesh I have where I'm riding with my mates and we're all pushing each other and we're all like learning new things or like going through the steps of progressing is the best thing ever. So like being able to do that in the outdoors, like just it's the best. I love it. There's so many good things about it, but that just scratches the surface.
Who are your idols?
Like riding wise?
Yeah, who do you look up to riding wise?
Oof. I look up to a lot of different riders for like different things, you know, like their riding styles, who they are as people. There's so many amazing people in the scene, but at the moment, like who I really look up to in my riding is a guy from Canada called Paul Genovese. He has like an insane style and he does like really cool combo tricks. And he's pretty like low key, so he's a big inspiration of mine. I'd love to try and do a couple combos that I've seen him do recently at some point.
Is there anyone up and coming that you give a shout out to?
There's quite a few sick up and coming girl riders in the UK at the moment, which I'm like super excited to watch their journeys and see where they're going. There's a girl called Charlotte Kay who's absolutely insane. She shreds like every single bike and yeah, she's just such a good rider. So I'm hyped to see where mountain biking takes her. There's a Grom in Canada, Lucy Van Easteren. She's so sick and she's a good mate of mine. So yeah, keep an eye out for her because she's going to do some big things as well.
How do you motivate yourself? What's your motivation? How do you motivate? How do you get going?
Like just in general.
Do you need to motivate yourself, or you know what motivates you?
What gets you out of bed?
Shit. What motivates me?
Yeah.
I think
You
like
might not need any more.
yeah, like
You don't need motivated.
generally
Yeah, well, you know.
generally I'd say I'm like pretty motivated. Sometimes there's something I really don't want to do, obviously like I need to hype myself up, but generally in like the biking scheme of things, I'm super hyped to get amongst it. So I'm pretty motivated generally, I'd say. I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. But I think if you like love something, you're just hyped to do it, aren't you? So yeah, stoked to be able to do what I love.
Training, do you train to ride or do you just ride or
Yeah.
is there any what do you do to
Training wise, I kind of grew up racing, so the training side of me has kind of always been a thing. And then through that, I always used to like train in the gym and stuff like that, and it's something that I just really enjoy doing. So I still do that now. Also, I feel like it helps me to be like strong on my bike, and even though I've had fucking a million injuries this year, it's like helping to prevent injuries. So I enjoyed training in the gym. That's really sick. And then recently, Sam and I have like got an airbag. So in terms of training for like free ride, we kind of got that to, I guess, train and learn new tricks and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to riding that more when it dries up a bit.
You've got your own compound, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk us through your compound, like how you came about to get a compound, why you wanted a compound sort of thing,
Yeah.
or you know what's so good about having your own compound type thing.
Yeah, so basically having a compound or having like a piece of land that I own has been like a lifelong dream of mine. I've never really cared about like owning a house or anything like that. I just wanted to own land because I spent like my whole like sort of riding and digging life kind of building on random bits of land, like hoping that no one's going to come and shut them down and like not knowing if I really can and stuff like that. So I've just always wanted a piece of land where like I can mash about, do what I want. No one's going to tell me to like leave or knock it down or anything. So yeah, last year Sam and I, we bought some land. We like scraped our life savings together basically and bought some land in Wales where we live. So since then we've just spent like pretty much every day we're at home, we just dig up there and build all sorts of stuff. And it's super fun. Like we built a whole, when was it? Yeah, last winter we built like a whole jump line, which was really sick. And we spent like the summer months riding it, and now we're pretty much like knocked it all down and we're rebuilding it. Just because it's fun and we can, like we've like our digging's progressed and our riding's progressed, and we've like thought of bigger and better ways that we can build it. So it's like probably gonna never end. Like it will just be digging forever and like modding stuff. So yeah, it's super exciting and I'm so stoked on it.
Cool. Yeah, that's well. Yeah, it is a dream, isn't it?
Yeah. Like peace of mind as well, isn't it? Like.
Is there anything with that needs to improve in mountain biking? What would you improve with mountain bike? I don't know if there's.
I mean, like a couple of years ago, I would have said like it'd be sick to support more women riding, but it's like growing massively, and there's like so much more support like every year. So I'm super stoked on how it's going, and I think it's just getting bigger and better. And there's always things that people aren't stoked about, but hopefully that will always end, and like more opportunities will come. So yeah, it's sick. I'm stoked.
Do you see yourself as a big influence in women's mountain biking?
I don't know, like I don't really see myself as things like normally, but I would hope that I've like influenced like women to get out there and shred and just get amongst it and not be worried about who they are or who's about, and just just to get amongst it really, because that's what I love to do. Just get amongst whatever, digging, riding, filming. It's all so fun. So yeah, and I hope that I've inspired some people to get out there and get amongst it.
Do you think there's anything the industry should do to encourage women?
Yeah, like, I mean, the industry as a whole is like there's like so many different parts of it, and there's like some amazing parts of the industry which are pushing women's sport and supporting it, or the women's side of the sport and supporting it and creating really cool opportunities. There's another side which are definitely trying to gatekeep things and events and stuff like that for like men only, or they're worried about the image it will have having women's at these events and stuff like that. So there's parts of the industry which are smashing it and parts which aren't. But I think most parts of, in the UK anyway, like the most influential things that are happening for women's riding are like run by other riders. So I'd love to see like more of the industry get behind that kind of stuff. Like the women's sessions and ride days and all that kind of stuff. It'd be sick to see like more of the industry supporting it.
Would you ever go back to racing?
I would definitely not go back to racing. I love racing and I love watching it. It's so sick. But like for me personally, I'm just like I just don't do as well in a competitive environment, and I don't feel like I don't have as much like creative freedom to ride in the way that I want, which is, but I'm super inspired by racing. And I fully believe that like some people just do really well in that scene and like thrive and love it, and some people don't, and I'm one of those. So I love to see it go down, but to be a part of it in like as an actual racer that's like I've been there, done that sort of thing.
When did you realise that you didn't enjoy racing?
I sort of grew up racing because that was like what everyone was doing around me, and it was just kind of like there were no freeride females to look up to or to even think about doing that sort of thing. So I raced for quite a few years, and then I was putting all my time and money and effort and stuff into racing, but I wasn't really like getting good results or getting anywhere with it. So I just like lost the love for it slightly. So yeah, that would have been, I don't know how long ago, like 5-6 years ago now. And yeah, when I stopped racing, I like found a new side of the sport, which I really, really enjoyed. And I was like, this is what it's about. Like, I mean, you know, like, I was just stoked to find it. And then ever since then, it's just kind of like snowballed and it's turned into something really sick. So, and now like there's like female freeriders for like younger girls to look up to. So the sport's going to grow massively, and I'm excited to see where it goes. It's going to be sick.
What made you discover freeride? How did you discover freeride? Realise it was for you?
Yeah, I didn't really actually discover freeride. I stopped racing because I just like sort of fell out of love with it. And then I just started riding with my mates. We just go into the woods, and I had a completely different approach. I wasn't like riding to try and be fast or to try and get to a trail, from top to bottom like in a specific time. So it like took that aspect of riding out of the picture, and I was just riding for fun, trying new things, like trying to work on my skills more and stuff like that, and like learning how to jump properly and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't like trying to be a free rider. I was just like enjoying this new kind of style of riding. And then it just kind of turned into more of a free ride thing, I think. Like I just progressed, and then I started doing bigger jumps and started learning more tricks and stuff like that. And then it just sort of like segued into a free ride sort of thing, I guess. Yeah, it just kind of happened naturally, which was pretty sick.
Would you race Hardline?
I actually, when Tani was organising the Hardline like women's session, she hit me up like, yo, like come and be a part of it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I respect it so much, and I think it's insane, but I just like don't think I would love it that much. It's
Does it scare you?
Oh, like for sure it scares me massively. And I don't know. I just like, I've been there and watched a couple years, and it's so gnarly. And I haven't like really raced or ridden downhill in so long that I don't know if I'd be up. I think my actual downhill skills and like tech stuff would be like not good enough. I don't know. I'm very scared. Basically, I was like, I mean, like you can do it. I'll like support you, but I'll probably just like give this one a miss. But it was insane hype to watch it go down. Like from like just even on Instagram, like seeing the clips drop of the girls sending. I was like, yes, this is sick. And now that they're adding more stops to it and stuff, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not writing it off, but like, yeah, at this point in time, I'm stoked doing what I'm doing.
So talk us through, because what didn't you do what was this year that you did, that you didn't do last year?
At Darkfest?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first year, the first year, like us women went to Darkfest, it was very much like a, oh my days, like what is going on? Like how are we even going to do this? And also the weather was pretty bad that year, so there was a lot of wind. We didn't have nowhere near as many sessions, so we got stuck in pretty good, but we didn't have as much time to sort of like hit the features, get comfortable, then hit the next one. So this year that's just been, a couple of us girls were able to do top to bottom runs, which was like so sick, which didn't happen the first year. And it was insane this year. Like we had such good weather. Like the wind was amazing, so we just got a lot more riding in, so we had more time to like get, and obviously we already had like a year under our belt, so we're more familiar, even though you think like you'll be more familiar with it and you turn up again, you're like what? So yeah, it was such a good year this year, and I'm so stoked to do top to bottom runs. It was insane.
Talk us through like you're starting off at the top of the run, dropping, and sort of talk us through the run, what you're thinking on your first run in, you know, going like sort of starting from the top, thinking right, doing that, and how you sort of how you build yourself up to do it, and then also whilst you're going along doing the features sort of thing, because well, I mean,
yeah,
it's just incredible, isn't it? You know, like,
yeah. Honestly, I'm getting like so nervous even like talking about like doing a run at Darkfest, but it's actually sick because there's quite a few features where you can drop in and hit them like a one. So there's like the step up, which you can drop in and you can kind of, that's the jump that everyone warms up on, which is still insane because it's like I don't know, like 25-foot lip or something like that. So I wouldn't consider it much of a warm up, but that's like the most chill thing that's there. So it's cool because you can like hit that a bunch of times and get comfortable, and then whatever you feel comfortable, there's different people feel comfortable like hitting different jumps there, so you can like either do the bottom two, which are called the rocket launches, which are ridiculous, but those are the next two that I build up to, and then it's like the top ones that are left till last. So yeah, just taking them off, it's really amazing. Like the atmosphere there, everyone's like so supportive of each other because everyone's in this like crazy zone of like, oh my god, this is so insane, but like everyone's hyping each other up and like towing each other through features and stuff like that. So yeah, for me it's just like riding the step up a bunch, then progressing onto the bottom jumps and getting comfortable on those, and then linking those three, like linking the step up and the bottom jumps together, and then you've got like the top half of the course left, which for me this year was something that I hadn't done the year before. So that 90-foot jump, and then there's like a big, it's called the Twisty Wizard, and then there's like a big hip. Those three jumps were like completely new for me. So it took some like working out, and I watched a lot of people and see like what they're doing and what techniques they're going for. Also, like as a sort of smaller and lighter rider, I'm like watching the smaller guys and seeing how much speed they're carrying and stuff like that to make sure I can make the jump. Yeah, and then it's just taking them off like sort of one by one. There's a couple that you can't do one by one, you have to do them like back to back. But yeah, that's what I did. And then Robin Gooms, who's a good mate of mine from New Zealand, she's like insane rider. She towed me through like top to bottom run, and that was insane. Like honestly, like the most hype I've ever experienced. So I'm so excited to go and try and do it again.
Did you sleep after that?
I don't think I slept after that. We actually partied like super hard. So yeah, and I was so hyped. So I didn't sleep, and I didn't sleep beforehand either because I was so scared.
Is that the biggest jump you've hit? The 90-footer?
Yeah, the 90-foot's like for sure the biggest jump I've hit. But weirdly, like one of the more chill ones on the course. It's like the scariest one because it's so massive, but then when you do it, you're like, oh, this is like not as hard as some of the other ones, which is, it's always the case, isn't it? Like some of the smaller ones are gnarlier.
I couldn't imagine rolling.
Yeah. You're talking to the wrong people.
It was absolutely mad.
Yeah, but then like I think it helped because they built the 110 next to the 90, like a 110-foot jump, and some of the guys were doing that, so I was like, wow, like this 90-foot looks tiny now, I'm gonna have to just give it a go.
Didn't Josh do the Darkfest in Belgium?
The loose fest.
Loose fest, yeah.
He told Dan, he just said, Yeah, it's easy. All you do is just hit them as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Just couldn't have anything worse.
Yeah, it's so scary. The speeds are insane, and like, again, for me, because I'm small and I don't carry much speed, I have to like make sure that I'm following someone to get like a slipstream or something like that, so that I can actually make the jumps. Because yeah, sometimes, and it's mad because it's like a science experiment almost, like at Darkfest when the air density is different, then you'll carry way less speed and stuff like that. There's like all this crazy
stuff like
yeah
really?
proper
Wow.
yeah, it would be like in the morning I wouldn't even try and do those jumps early because I know I won't carry as much speed because of the air thickness and stuff. It's mad.
That's mad.
It's a whole new ball game. Yeah,
You won't get that bit right, don't you?
yeah, for sure.
Cool, right.
Yeah, plans for 24. I'm going to go to a lot of like cool freeride jam events, which is what I really love going to. I'll be filming a couple projects. Sam and I are going to do a project next year, like sort of following us around those jams and like showing the community behind them and like the community of freeriders who build their own stuff and then like invite their mates to come and ride it, which is just what it's all about, really. So that's like the main big video project that we're going to do, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, there'll be other ones along the way as well, so stoked. I love filming stuff, so that's going to be sick.
Cool. Bucket list, anything on the bucket list you want to tick off? Bigger projects in the future, anything like that, sort of goals or like stuff you want to, achievements you want to tick off? Or have you done it or what?
I don't really have any long-term, I never have like long-term goals or anything, because I feel like this sort of like, well, like this job, which is the best and so sick, and like so many new opportunities arise like really last minute all the time. So if I just like to leave things open and sort of go with the flow and see what pops up, and then you might end up doing something mad that you've never thought you'd do before. Like last year I went to Chile for a freeride event, and I'm like insanely scared of heights, so I would I've always said to Sam, like, I will never skydive ever in my life. And I got to this event, it was sick, we were like shredding the jumps and stuff, and then one morning they were like, yeah, okay, today we're going skydiving. And I was like, oh fuck, like there's no getting out of this. So yeah, then I ended up going skydiving, which is sick. But I think if I had known we were going before leaving the UK, I probably would have been like, oh, I don't want to go. But yeah, it's sick. So just like, yeah, just kind of like see what happens, and there's a lot of cool shit that pops up, so I'm pretty lucky. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah, that's cool.